Hi, this is Steve McNeil. I'm bringing you some advice from my over 32 years of helping thousands of families achieve homeownership. Today, the question has come from several of my recent buyers and their families, and that is very simple. Should we, and what if we, have a cosigner to help us get the home that we really want? What's the impact on me, the buyer? What's the impact on me if I am the cosigner? So I'm going to try and answer those questions for you. They're very specific when we get down to the individual solution, so please at the end or right now write down my contact information, Steve McNeil, 209-522-7100, and we can get it detailed out for you. But let's get through these basic information first. And here we are with our first slide. Having or being a cosigner. So what does this really mean, and what's the impact to you, the buyer, and to you, the cosigner? So is it the right choice? And we're going to look here at these things a little bit, and we're going to decide if it's right for you and what kind of the pros and cons are to it. If you're the primary borrower, the person living in the house, in other words, you're my first client, and then we're finding someone to co-sign for you. It's really simple. First off, I say be grateful, feel really blessed that you have someone that's willing to co-sign for you and is able to, because most people don't have that option. Your obligation is to make your payments on time every time. That protects your credit, builds your credit scores up, and it protects the person that's co-signing for you. Number two, keep your cosigner informed. If you ever have a problem where you think, hey, maybe I'm not going to be able to make my mortgage payment on time because I have to put a new transmission in my car, let your cosigner know, because they deserve to be kept informed. In fact, they have every right to see the documents on your loan, to know that your payments are made on time. And you could even have a shared tax benefit with them if it would be something that you wanted to negotiate to help them out while they're helping you out. If your co-borrower wants to see anything, they have 100% right to do that. But really, that tax benefit should go to you, the person making those payments. So it's a little bit different if you are the co-signer. So first of all, as a co-signer, thank you for your willingness to help. And the biggest thing I'd say is have a good plan, just in case something happens. If there's a problem at the house, or that the person you're co-signing for has an interruption in their income and needs help making that payment. Because the bottom line is, as a co-signer, you are equally responsible for the payment, and it will affect your credit if that payment is not made on time. So I have a couple of solutions that help with that, because it was going to affect your credit for 12 months, possibly longer. So we're going to go over here to the next slide in just a moment. And this next slide is the one that I would consider to be the biggest meat of the topic, and that is best practices and considerations. And so here are those things. So number one, always pay the mortgage from the primary borrower's bank account. Consider, number two, setting up a separate account just for the house. And the reason I say that is because if you're going to set aside some money and say, okay, if something goes wrong, we have a little extra money in the account, we have a month of cushion, maybe you put a little bit more money in there each month to build that account up. That's a great idea, because let's go down to maybe the cosigner. Number three, the cosigner wants to see that account so they can just look without having to ask you, has your payment been made on time? Did you make the payment? Is the money there? Consider setting aside extra money. I keep a slush fund set aside for home repairs. I think a lot of families do that, because if there's something that goes wrong in the house, maybe you need a little money for it, or you have some other emergency that you've got to come up with some cash, and you don't ever want to be late on your mortgage payment, because it's probably the number one thing on your credit report as far as importance. The last thing down here, set aside some additional money, because if you've bought a home, especially if it's a home that maybe has a little bit older appliances, you may want to consider adding a second year third year, fourth year to your home warranty. It's payable annually. And what that does, I'm sure your real estate agent will explain this because I don't sell them, I don't provide them, but they're an important thing because if you've got a house and say your dishwasher goes out and you call your home warranty company, you're going to pay a service call, but a lot of the rest of the cost of that dishwasher, the insurance or home warranty company is going to cover for you. So you could also use this other account that I'm talking about to put aside money to pay for that home warranty. And they're not super expensive, but compared to if your air conditioner went out, they're really cheap. So just a consideration. Now let's get into here a little bit more about that. What if you were to want to buy something of your own and how that's going to affect your credit? So the reason I have 12 months when you looked at that earlier slide is because if you co-sign for someone, we can prove that they've made their payments for the prior 12 months, meaning you didn't have to jump in and help them with it. Then we're not going to count the mortgage payment that you co-signed for against you. It does take 12 months. This applies to car loans too, not just home loans, but any kind of loan that you co-sign for someone. When I'm looking at you as someone qualifying for a loan, we won't count that against you as long as we can prove that they've made 12 months of consecutive payments. That's no skips, no unpaid months, no months paid in cash. It's so important to make it trackable, 100% consistency in the way that they pay it, or it will cause you difficulty in the future. Anyway, that's about it for our slides. So let me pop my main information back up here because I'd love to chat with you. And if you want to give me a telephone call, Steve McNeil, 209-522-7100. Remember, I've been helping home buyers for over 32 years. And over 32 years, I've helped thousands of families achieve and maintain their home ownership. I say maintain, refinances, any kind of home loan, that's what I do. You can also go on now and apply at my website, steve-mcneil.com. That's Steve McNeil, McNeal.com. Anyway, I look forward to speaking with you, and I want you to be the next homeowner I help. So please take a moment, write this information down, and I look forward to helping you with your home purchases in the future. Thank you very much. Have an awesome day.